The most rare banknotes of Poland in value. The 20 Polish zloty of 2009 was issued when there was no euro in the country. In fact, the official currency was the Polish zloty. On the obverse, the bust of Frederic Chopin, a famous composer and pianist who has become known throughout the planet, is depicted. Chopin was Polish and lived in the 1800s. You will notice on the right of his bust, the pentagram, fundamental for the composition of his works. On the left, instead, the building of his birthplace, which is about 60 kilometers from Warsaw. On the reverse, the mixed image between trees that move with the music, represented by the staff. Today this note is worth $45. The 20 Polish zlotys of 2009 depict on the obverse the bust of Julius Sloicky, a Polish poet of the 19th century who wrote many historical and patriotic works. This piece, issued for the anniversary of the poet's 200th birthday, shows a house next to his bust, which has now become a national museum where you can see his works inside. On the reverse, on the left, there is a statue representing the third King Sigismund, reigning for 45 years, from 1587 to 1632. Immediately on the right, some writings that are a part of the poem from a work written by the poet. Immediately below, the silhouette of another building, namely the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Warsaw. Today this note is worth $50. The 20 Polish zlotys of 2011 show on the obverse the bust of Marie Skłodowska-Curie, Nobel laureate in physics and chemistry. She was a scientist of the early 1900s who discovered the chemical element radium and polonium. Next to her bust is the building of the Sorbonne University of Paris in France, where Marie studied. Today this building teaches over 55,000 students. On the reverse, you will notice some writings that translated say, "I exclaim, but I did not create it, so it belongs to me, and it is the property of all humanity." Those were the words said by Marie Skłodowska-Curie when she discovered the chemical element, radium. In fact, on the right you can see a bust of a man inside a coin. In fact, it is the Nobel Prize awarded to anyone who managed to win it. Today this note is worth $52. The 2 million Polish zloty of 1992 depicts the bust of Ignatian Podarovsky, initially a musician who became the Prime Minister of Poland in politics in 1919, and has become a point of reference for many Polish citizens. To the right of his face an eagle, representing the nation's coat of arms. On the reverse, the coat of arms of Poland is always clearly visible. At the bottom left an inscription that translated means, Constitutional Parliament 1919. Poland recently became independent in the year 1919, adopted a policy with a parliamentary system and a draft constitution voted. Today this note is worth $58. The 50 Polish zloty of 2006 depict on the obverse the bust of Pope John Paul II, 264th Pope of the Catholic Church, who has now become a saint. He was born in Poland. During his pontificate he became a central figure for the whole Catholic world, much appreciated by the Christian community. You will notice in the lower right his name and the period in which he was pope, from 1978 to 2005. On the reverse, in the upper right two keys that intersect, depict the official coat of arms of the State of the Vatican City, immediately next to his image while kissing the hand, a symbolic representation that is described a little further down by the Latin writings, Totus tuus and soli Deo, that is, all yours, the only God. A pact for eternity promised in 1978 at the time of his election to the pontificate, in the service of God. Today this paper money is worth $65.